Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Our webinar today will be about secrets to increase your event technology ROI, part 2. And if you didn't see part 1, I will put the link over there to our webs where it's located on our website in the chat box. So you can just click on that and view part 1 after this presentation. And we'll also be taking questions at the end of the presentation. So if you have any questions, feel free to type them into the chat box, and Jay will try to get through as many as he can at the end. Over to you, Jay.
Thank you, Carrie. Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are all having a good week, and appreciate you joining us for this second part of Event Technology ROI. I'm going to start today. I want to note that this presentation is really centered around using our total solution of event management software, which seamlessly moves into the mobile app, and utilizing our kiosk wayfinders and our iBeacon technology. So I'm going to talk a lot about those particular pieces and all how they fit together. But we also realize that not all of our customers use all the total solution pieces that we have, but hopefully this presentation will see how using a total solution would benefit your organization in many ways. So the first thing I'm going to do is talk a little bit about, and we're going to recap what we learned from part 1, because some of these things are still going to be vital and important to what we're doing as far as part 2 goes. So we're going to recap that just a little bit today. And then our focus is going to be on technology driving ROI using the exhibitors and engagement with those exhibitors. So I'm also going to throw in at the end here some new engagement tools that we have that we've released that you'll get to see. And let me start right into it. So the first thing here that we have is, I used this slide last time. I think return on investment, it gets confusing with everybody always thinking that it has to be a revenue generator, and return on investment doesn't really necessarily mean that it's always to do with revenue. Performance measured using to evaluate the efficiency of an investment or to compare the efficiency of a number of different investments. So in my mind, if your exhibitors or you as the organizers are investing a good deal of time into your technology, you want to get a return. And that's not always something that's going to happen from a revenue standpoint. A lot of times that's participation, it's usage, it's a bunch of different things. And so I want you to keep that in mind as we go through this particular presentation, because I'm not always going to talk about revenue. In some ways, we're going to talk about other things that I think benefit you down the road. At the end, it could lead to revenue, obviously, but in this case here, it may not always be apparent right away. So let's recap here on who the stakeholders are, because I think this is an area where we find that a lot of our customers, get left out. Our customers are the organizers. You guys are really our customers. But the attendees and the exhibitors, everybody always remembers the attendees. Very few people remember the exhibitors, and in many cases, they're the ones who are fitting the bill for these expos that we're doing. And again, today I'm focusing more on the expo side of this because we're going to talk about exhibitors. But we kind of set a pyramid here with the attendees being at the top, but please, the exhibitors are very important. We realize that they help drive revenue, they help bring the attendees, and we need all three of you here as stakeholders to be a part of that. So today we're going to focus more on the exhibitors, because part 1 I focused more on the attendees and the organizers, but today we'll focus more on the exhibitor side. So let's talk about the adoption of the technology, because the key here is that the first thing that we need to do is get all the stakeholders to adopt the technology, or you're never going to get to your ROI. And all of these items that I'm going to bring up here as we go through each one of them are just, whether we're talking about attendees or exhibitors, it doesn't matter. The fact is that in order for us to get there, we have to have an adoption of your technology. So we're going to talk about some ways to do that, right? The first thing we're talking about is downloading, and of course, on the mobile app side, we put that out there into the Google store. We put that out there into the Apple store. If you're talking about our Go Expo product, and I'll get into that a little bit more, our event management software product. Again, we want to make sure that we make it very, very easy to access that. And whether you're talking about, this being links or a bunch of different other things, the key here, as you can see, on this, we have a QR code, we have some, picture of things with the app for downloading it, but we want to make it really, really easy for people to access your technology. So a lot of times people will just put in emails and put in a bunch of other different things, click this link here to download it in text. What we try to do is make sure that we also are very visual about what we're doing, right? A picture of a phone, believe it or not, people will get 30% more downloads because they had a picture of a phone. We've tested this versus just the link that's there. So a picture of a phone and talking about the mobile app and then the link that's there, or we can even make the phone the link when they click on it. So there's many ways to do this, but adoption of your technologies is one of the most important parts here. We want to make it very easy to access that. We've got a whole list of those things. I'm not going to dive into it too deeply here. Your account managers and your salespeople that you work with from our side have a whole list of that, and I'm going to get into our playbook in a little bit too, which also has a list of those things too. One of the other things that's nice is that we want to make sure that it fits all the platforms, right? So with us, everything that we do, we try to make sure that we fit all the main platforms that are out there, whether it's Apple and Android. We even have some Windows stuff. We have stuff for HTML5. We have people who are doing it on their PCs. Everything that we do on the Go Expo side, the event management side, works on Macs, works on Windows, works on all the platforms that are out there, works through all the browsers that are out there. So we make sure that we fit all of those. Having clickable links, something like this that's simple there, right next to a phone picture, within your emails that you're sending out, all of those things will help with the adoption of your technology. QR codes, listen, you can sponsor QR codes. One of the things that I rarely talk about, but we've seen this, and it's had the Coca-Cola logo in the middle of it. So if you ever wanted to sell a sponsorship, just a little tip here, this is something that QR code will be everywhere. And it could be for downloading the app. Hey, so-and-so sponsored the download of the app, put their logo right in the middle of it, of the QR code, and put it out there. If you need help with that, just yell out to our account managers, yell out to your salespeople. We can send you examples. We can give them the specs to be able to do it. If they actually send us over the logo, we can actually build it for them too. So it won't take anything from your side except the actual selling piece of that. And putting that QR code everywhere to download the mobile app with their logo in the middle of it will give them a lot of exposure. So keep that in mind. Social media too. We tend to, we tweet about everything nowadays, and we put stuff up on Facebook, but there's no reason why you shouldn't have links for people to be able to get to that. LinkedIn is a great source as well. Don't forget that. But again, we have all this stuff sort of laid out for you guys. We're happy to go through it. I just, hit a couple of areas here from the adoption of technology side of the house so that you get my point with where we're trying to go and what we're trying to do from that standpoint, making sure that we do get the adoption so that we can get to the ROI side. Where will you promote your technology? Well, we're talking about exhibitors, and many people forget about actually promoting that. So we can generate the QR codes for them and put that out there so that they can put that on their website, right? Real simple. Or we can do this, and this really goes a long way. We'll create a template for you for a badge that you can put out there, allow them to download it, and we can actually add in, as you can see right here where it says the booth number 1124, the booth number that they're going to. Have them put that on their website. It's going to help drive usage for your technology. It'll even help drive the possibility of, wanting to get more attendance to your event as well. So this is a great way to do it. It's very inexpensive. Actually, it costs you nothing. I mean, we're happy to set up the banner for you. Give us some idea of artwork or whatever. We'll create it and give it to you, and then you allow them to download it. And all they have to do is put in their template of what booth number it is and post that right there up on their site. If you can get them to put it into their emails at the bottom of their email signatures and things of that nature too, that would be great. It's really helping promote that they're going to be at your event. It's going to help promote to use the technology as well. We can add a QR code into here to download the mobile app or click here to register. Any of those types of things can be put inside there. So a lot of people don't utilize this. They don't think about the exhibitors as help driving on their side, and this is one of those key things that we've seen work very, very well. The other thing too is that we do invitations. We have exhibitor invitations is built into as a module into our Go Expo event management software. It allows the exhibitors to basically upload very simply into the system a list of their best customers with their names and email addresses. And then we have you create a template that will get sent out to all of those people through our email campaign. And it goes directly to all of those people. We have it set up so that it doesn't duplicate, and then we can track who gets credit for who registers. You could make this a contest for people to be able to invite them to your event. You can also make this a contest for how many people that you do this and download and go and click and download the mobile app or come in and register. There's a bunch of different things that we can do here. We're happy to work with you on that. But if you're looking to drive your attendance, our technology is there to be able to do that with e-invites, and these invitations work really well. You have customers who use it a couple of years in a row, and then, you know, lo and behold, about the third year, they don't need to use it as much anymore, so they take it out. If you're charging for the event, these invites will do all of those particular things. If you want to give a discount for coming to the event because they're using this, we can put a special code in there to be able to do all that. But keep that in mind that it's there for you. This is an extra module inside of the Go Expo product, the event management software product. And you know, if this is something you want to adopt to help bring your tech up, to bring attendance up, we're happy to work with you on it. And then I didn't load it here, but you can see this is one of the newsletter things, which is great. If you want to sell sponsorships to this, the newsletter allows you to, you know, it's your normal newsletter, talks about things that are coming up on your event, but if you want to highlight something about a particular exhibitor, things of that nature, we can do that too. That's part of the Go Expo product. It's built into that. And you can use the email campaign to email this out to everybody. So it is its own miniature CRM, if you will, and it does a really nice job from there to being able to build this template and put this out there. And it'll also allow us to put the links in there for them to be able to download the mobile app or get to the event management dashboard, which I'm going to show you a little bit of that as we move forward here. This is something, if you haven't utilized this yet, this is available to every one of our customers, and it's a very successful endeavor that we took about a year ago. We call it the marketing playbook. It's more like a workbook, and this helps you lay out and promote all of the technology that you're going to be using. We have one for mobile, we have one for the Go Expo product as well. And it talks about strategies. It shows you what we've learned with working over, 700 clients that we have here, what's been successful, what hasn't been successful. We've laid this all out into a workbook style that talks about from day one when you work with us all the way through and 365 days promotion of your technology and everything you can do to build your community. So this playbook, I think Carrie mentioned at the beginning here, there's a handout for this to download. You can probably work through it on your own, but if you'd like, our sales reps are all very helpful in helping you go through this and sort of lay out a plan for marketing, through this. And the reason we did this is because we see ourselves as partners here, not just your, vendor. We want to make you successful. And we constantly update this because as we learn more and more new techniques, that's our goal with this. So as we move into this, the first thing that we want to do, and I've kind of shown you all these other things, but the first things that you need to do whenever you're trying to measure ROI is set some goals for the exhibitors, right? Set your goal for promotion, set your goals for usage. Everybody's always concerned about downloads when we talk about the mobile app. And here today we're talking about a total solution which really has everything built into it, not just the mobile app, but all the event management software as well. And usage to me, and I say this a lot, if 1 million people download your mobile app but only 100 of them use it, was it successful? And the answer to that simply is no. So the usage is what the usage is going to be, and if you go through and you use the promotion and adoption of the technology, you're going to get plenty of people getting in. But we want to make sure that they use it, and we try to make sure that with all of our products, we make those very intuitive to use. We have videos for things of that nature, but usage is very important. So as you look through it, we want to set some goals. If it's the first time working with us, then we'll help you with that. If it's the second time working with us, we're going to look at, how did you do the year before? If you go to our stats portals today, we do a comparison year by year for you. So we're really trying to help you increase that on the usage side. And then, of course, over on the engagement side, again, this might not be ROI revenue generating, but let's set some goals for engagement. Let's set some goals for sponsorship. Too many of our clients today miss that opportunity with regards to sponsorship and what's out there available digitally. And we have a lot of opportunities. I'm going to talk about a bunch of different sponsorship opportunities as we go through this. But I think this is one of those things where if you set yourself a goal and then you try to achieve it, you're going to be more successful than if you don't set a goal for these types of things. This is something that I kind of came across working with a couple of different consultants, and I'll credit Jefferson Davis here if you guys know who he is. If you don't, reach out to me. I'll certainly connect you to him. There's a couple of other good ones out there that we've also worked with, Velvet Chainsaw and so forth. But this is something that I learned, and this is 3 really key questions that we should be asking at the very beginning of what we're doing here to help us with engagement, to help us with usage, to help us market to these particular folks that are out there, to help us on the exhibitor side so that they're successful. The first one is, what is the purchase interest? Now, from that standpoint, they may not be buyers. They may just looking at things that they're trying to purchase, maybe for the future, that type of thing. And so, this can be a drop-down menu. We have the capability of putting this inside the mobile app in the profiles portion to collect this information. We have the ability, if you're using our event management software, Go Expo, to prompt for this as well and have this information out there. We'll work with your registration company. This is a great time to do it during registration and have that pass this information over to us as well. But if we can get these 3 questions sort of answered in the front, there's so much we can do with all of our technology that we've built inside of this, and you'll see as we go through this where that all kind of comes into play. Learning interest obviously is just, hey, they're not there necessarily to purchase, they're there to learn about things. And purchase intent. Am I purchasing in the next 3 months, 6 months, a year, 5 years? What is it? Any of these types of things that we can kind of glean from someone who's coming in that we can share with the exhibitors is going to be that much more beneficial with what we can do in the technology, as I mentioned, to market and so forth, going through there. So keep these 3 questions in mind. Again, lots of ways to get this information. We're happy to work in many ways to doing this, whether it's us doing it for you or whether it's the your registration company doing it, but there's a lot of ways that we can get there to get this information. So over here on the event management software side, let's go into that just a little bit, and I'm bringing the screen here. This is the dashboard for Go Expo, and we're talking about, this is sort of like the exhibitor tools side here, right, for engagement and what we can do from sponsorship capabilities and so forth. But you notice here over on the left-hand side of the dashboard, we have pictures of products. This is a very personal dashboard. It's very unique. It's something you won't see from any of our competitors that are out there. Liz Smith's pictures right here. It's a little bit of information about her, which is hers, and she can control how much information that gets out there. But the area I want to focus on right now is this product section that's over here on the left-hand side. Based on that profile, based on those 3 questions that we know from her, and maybe even more detail that we can get into here, what kind of products she's interested in, what is she looking for. You can see some dock shoes that are here, this other picture of a product that's here. I can't really tell because this is a little smaller, but we're throwing up things that we know are going to be interested to her. And if your user is in here using this dashboard pre-show, where they might build their schedules and do a bunch of other things, they can click on these products. It will take them to that exhibitor's information page. It will give them that information. They can download handouts. They can begin this process way before they even get there to your event. And at that particular point, they can make meetings with the exhibitor to meet on site. All of that seamlessly goes right over into the mobile app. The products, the meetings, everything that's there. So this is a really powerful tool. It's one of the reasons why we like our total solution so much, because we feel like if we can get this dashboard in front of users, and there's a lot of very good-sized shows that are utilizing this, we can really start to get that engagement process early before they even get to the event. So when they get there, they're very organized. They have everything that they're looking for. We've already started to, pre-show them, I call it, with everything that is going to happen at your event. Some other key areas that are here is, notice the yellow highlights that are here. So that, to Liz, when she goes into her dashboard, what is yellow are the things that have been updated since the last time she's been into her dashboard. And it highlights for her areas that she can go to. She can engage with people that she might know because of like interest. She can connect with them. Those people can write on her wall. Notice it's very much like Facebook. And Facebook, we found from our research, is the one social media tool that is the most engaging across all of the demographics that are also part of this industry. So it's not just the millennials. It's a wide range of demographics that are across the board here. So that's why we kind of specifically designed this to be very unique from that standpoint. And the other thing that Go Expo allows you to do is to market to these users. We have a great email campaign that's built into this. There's no extra charge for that. You can market to these people as well. You could sell the ability to market from the exhibitor side to these people as well through you. So there's a lot of different things that you can do within the Go Expo product here. And I'm just picking one because I don't have hours to go through the demo with you. But this is one of the things that I think is very unique in helping engage with everything that's going on and trying to, sort of get a nice return on investment for your technology is this product. Here's some other things that are sort of just, I mentioned some of these before, but I'll bring them up again just real quick. These are modules. Not everybody will use all of these modules. The exhibitor invites that is here. The matchmaking side, we have the ability to do matchmaking within here based on their profiles. We can match them up with the exhibitors. We can have exhibitors seek and match up as well, so we can do it both ways, from the attendee to the exhibitor and from the exhibitor to the attendee. These are modules that are built into the Go Expo product, so you don't have to go out to another service and bring them in. This allows you to do it all within Go Expo that's there. We have email marketing programs. That's all a part of the software. We don't charge anything extra for that. So you can sort out and hone down on who you want to email and market to. and then the newsletter thing, which I mentioned before, and you see an example that's there. Over on the mobile app side, I picked out two things here that I think are very engaging, and also they're very much an opportunity to do sponsorship type things for them. They're an opportunity to really return and drive return on investment within the mobile app, and we'll go over some standard things too in a second here. But building in what we call a product showcase. We can collect that information over on the Go Expo side. We can collect that information from other vendors as well. It doesn't matter. But if you're using our total solution, that all just seamlessly falls right into it. But building a product showcase where they go in, it's an icon on the app, and then once they get inside here, we've got little thumbnail sketches of either the services or the pictures of products that are here. A lot of you guys have very product-centric events, and that really helps drive it. This is great because they click on any one of these products that are here that they're interested in. They can sort on it. They can do a lot of different things, and then it takes them directly to the exhibitor. Now, one of the things that we did out at SEMA is they had a new product showcase that actually was separate from the event itself, and was in booths, or was in glass booths that they had there for all the new products that they had, and they wanted to vote and make it a contest. And so we built that into it. That's available for you to be able to do. You can make this new product showcase and a sponsorship where people are putting that up. It can take you to handouts. There's so many things that we can do from that product showcase, but this is a very popular feature within the mobile app. And again, bringing it over from Go Expo into here, getting them started there, and then getting them over to here is the way to do that. They connect, the attendees connect with the products and link directly to the exhibitors. Now, if you want to take that a step further, and you want to utilize something like that, and then maybe utilize what we call product tours, where think of it like a museum. You walk up to a museum case and you have headphones on and it starts talking about what's inside the case. Well, we can do the exact same thing here for products with regards to the exhibitors and route them all around the show floor. It's something that we've done at a couple of different events. It's been very popular. I will tell you up front that it does take a little bit to put that thing together. But if it's something that you want to do, we do have some firms that we've worked with who you can actually sub this out to be able to build that. Again, you can make it a sponsorship opportunity. The sponsorships on the groups that we did it with, sold out immediately. So you won't have any problem with that. But if you don't want to do that in-house and you want someone to help you with regards to building this type of a tour and putting this all together, we have two groups that we work with, as I mentioned, and they're happy to do that. You will have to pay them for it, but the groups that we did this with well made their money and was able to pay for that, and the exhibitors loved it because they got a lot of special attention through it. So this can translate into audio files that people can, and they don't have to necessarily do this in front of the exhibitor. We can set it up so that they can do it later on, and even to this day, some of the ones that we've done, we still find that the audio files are still getting played. Show's been over with for 8 months, a year or more, and the audio files are still getting played. We can turn it into spotlight videos. There's a lot of different things that we can do there. And the last thing is, a lot of people, with some of their events, they have the ability to do show specials. So maybe it's an electronic coupon that we're going to list out there, in an icon and a list of show specials that are there. Another great tool for engagement with the exhibitor and returning and driving a nice ROI. So just some things there from the mobile app standpoint that are a little out of the ordinary. And then these are more of, sort of the ordinary standard kind of features that we do. We have the ability to do lead capture there. We're happy to turn that on and allow the app to turn into a lead capture device. So it's the same app that everybody else is using, but the exhibitors get 2 extra icons, one for being able to scan and one for being able to go back and look at the history of the scan. We do a nice job with that, and the customers that use that really do love it. I'll be honest, straight up with you, There are some issues sometimes with your registration companies to doing that. We're happy to work with them. There are some that have worked with us very well on that, others who have their own competing product, and I totally get that. But if you're not using a registration company that has an issue with that, this is a great way to do it. The green package, you guys, we've been including the green package on the mobile app side ever since the beginning, which is nothing more than handouts and a logo. You can see a logo here at the bottom of this that shows up on there. It really does stand out on the interactive show floor map, as well as over there on the Go Expo side. And keep in mind, the green package here, Go Expo, will collect all of that data for you. We send out a link. We make it so that they upload it and take care of it all themselves. So administratively, you have nothing to do on that side. But I implore you to start selling that as a sponsorship package. There's no reason why that has to be given away for free. There is a value that's there, and the exhibitors do get stats on all the handouts that are downloaded in their own web portal, as well as all the interaction through the green package that's there, so they can see that. And you don't have to make it $1 million. $100 is $100 times however many exhibitors that you have to do that. Over on the sponsorship side, of course, we always have the banner ads. We have interactive booths that we've done before. That's a little custom. We did some cool things with Panasonic once before, where we took their whole big pavilion that they had, and inside of the pavilion, they broke it down into different categories of products. And when you clicked on the Panasonic booth, it opened up and it broke it down into 4 quadrants. I think that they had, maybe it was 6 different products that were there. You tap on any one of those particular quadrants within that booth, and it brought up a video file about that product that was there. Very popular. It was something that really got a lot of attention, was featured in a couple of different magazines out there. So happy to do custom. If you want to talk about the interactive booths, we're happy to do that. Of course, these booths are interactive as well, just touching on them and giving you information. But if you want to go a step further, we can certainly do that. And then, of course, we have gamification. A lot of things that we can do there. We're happy to talk about that from that standpoint. But these are exhibitor tools that will allow you through the mobile app to engage and sort of drive that ROI that you're talking about, we're talking about today with what we're doing inside the mobile app. This takes us into our kiosk product, and we've been really doing well with this product through Freeman, but it doesn't have to necessarily be through Freeman. They're doing the hardware side of this. Remember, we're a software company, and they do the hardware side of this for us. And basically what this is it's a big wayfinder kiosk, anywhere from 80 inches up to 120-inch screens. And they can use one screen, or they can bind a pile of them together to make a wall of screens, like we ended up doing with, I think this one came off of SAP. But essentially what it's doing is it's driving people to this big area of screens, or one screen, and you can have multiple of these around your event that's there. I won't kid you, these aren't cheap from a screen standpoint. As far as the product itself on the software side, what we found is that every one of our clients who do use this, they've had no problem selling out the sponsorships for this to be on this particular piece, and having these digital product showcases come up and allow people to walk up, get the information, find out more about products, do a search off of products. We even will route them. We can tie this to a printer where you can print it out and take it with you, and that printout sheet can be sponsored as well. We can set it up through a partner of ours to be able to find out who it is that comes up to the screen itself, so that we're tracking who the usage is coming through, and sort of turn that into a lead as well. So there's a lot of opportunities here. We won a nice award through SAP on this particular product that's out there, and if you want a demo on it, all you have to do is just reach out to us. We're happy to do a demo for you. But the digital product showcase with the Wayfinders is a great way to enhance what you guys are doing at your events. we can also make this so that it's not just 100% of that. It can also have what's going on now with your sessions and different other things that you might have going during the day. So it's a full range of everything that would be, collected from a content standpoint that can be on these big touch screens. Then over to iBeacon. iBeacon is one of those things that you've probably heard this term quite a bit. I've been speaking on it for the last 5 years now. I just narrowed it down in this presentation to 2 things here. One is the gamification side of it, and the second is the market messaging, because I think that fits into our presentation today as opposed to talking about, tracking floor traffic and, like you would do with RFID, but it's cheaper, and doing a bunch of other things. So over on the engagement side and trying to drive a return on investment from the exhibitor standpoint here, iBeacon is one of the top products to be able to do it. What I like about this is that more and more the iBeacon product is showing up in our everyday life, whether you're going to Macy's or Walmart or Walgreens, Macy's or Walgreens or Target or a bunch of others, and you're using their apps. They're using iBeacons every day, and it's coming to a grocery store near you any minute now. I mean, I know there's a lot, going on with that, so that's coming as well. So the nice thing about that, and the reason I bring that up is that your attendees, your exhibitors are already going to be used to this technology, so it's not like you're introducing something new to them. On the gamification side here, doing scavenger hunts, doing tours where it actually the iBeacon kicks off to the person who is walking by the booth a video or an audio about their products or about their services within that booth. Scavenger hunts, to have them go around. We did a really cool thing at CES a few years ago where it was sort of like a Geiger counter, and they wanted to draw people to particular areas and exhibitors that paid for this, and as you got closer to the exhibitor, it was kind of telling you that on the phone, and then once you got there, it pushed a token to you, and once you collected all the tokens, you were eligible for a prize. But it drew people to those areas very well, and it was some cool technology that was going on, so it really did drive the ROI from that standpoint. Over on the market messaging side, by far this is still today, in my opinion, the best return on investment from the iBeacon technology standpoint. And this allows us, and you can see sort of an example that's here, you get close to a booth and it reaches out and it hits you and it tells you to stop by that booth. We can do that with text, we can do that with audio, we can do that with kicking off a video, it can be an electronic coupon, it could be something to redeem it for a t-shirt that's there, it could be pushing documents, a whole pile of things. And we even have the ability at the beginning collecting based on profile of that user to know if Fran buys widget A's and Jack buys widget B's. When Jack goes by the booth that sells widget A's, he doesn't get the message, but Fran does. So very powerful tool from the market messaging standpoint and being able to do something like that. I think is the key over on the iBeacon side and the market messaging piece that's there. You want more information about that, just reach out. We're happy to help you and talk about this. This is not an expensive technology to do at all. And we're happy to do revenue shares where it costs you nothing. And you can sell it, and whatever you sell it for, we go from there. So now I'm going to get into, and I promised this from the beginning, is some of our recent engagement features that we really think can also help on the exhibitor side here. And so this is our new Explore screen. This Explore screen has the ability to sort of very graphically show you what's going on now. It can also, we've just recently introduced, and it's coming out, where this could be your dashboard or your menu, if you will, or the user can have the icon style. So today we have this in there, and now we're changing it so that it could become the menu. So for your millennials, they may like this style. For people like me, I like the old icon style. Just give me the icons. It makes it real simple to doing that. But we're going to give your users the choice to be able to pick which way they want to be able to go. And there's no one who's actually doing that out there today. It's either one or the other. So we're going to give you the ability to do this. The cool thing about this is that you guys can set this up where there's certain pieces of this from an organizer standpoint where you can highlight areas of the event. This can be changed out every day so that a new Explore screen comes up every day, but certain areas for the menu for them to be able to get to what they're looking for will stay sort of stay the same, if you will. But there's areas on here that can be changed out, and you can highlight areas each day for your event. Plenty of sponsorship opportunities that are here, because especially if they're using it from that standpoint, as you can see, PCMA did one here with the PCMA TV when they used it. You also have the option to doing this with a live feed. Now, I'll caution you ahead of time, that does require a live feed of content, and not everyone that we work with has that capability. So we want to be sensitive to that. Most of our customers that are using this Explore screen today are doing that in more of a static environment where it's planned out for the 3-day event, what it's going to look like for each one of the days. We're happy to do this. We do not charge extra for this. This is part of our service and part of our product today. From the Explore screen into what we call the Show Pulse Global Activity Feed. And this is something that is, now available out there. It's a live feed based on all the users' activities. So as you can see here, up at the top as an example, what's trending and what's popular right now. In this particular case, this was used at Toy Fair. It's got green toys here. It's been bookmarked over 50 times. Well, what's so hot about that? I don't know, but we're going to tell people that what's going on and what's hot and things of that nature based on all of our users' activities. So kind of keeping track of everything that's going on there. That's what this Show Global Activity Feed is all about. You can also make this, and organizers can have, inserted comments and things of that nature inside of this. And the idea is, we're sort of trying to build a community with this particular product. And now this is about to be released, and this is what we call our personal activity feed. The difference between this and the global is this is based on your personal profile and the personal things that you do, your personal activity feed that's here. It's based on what you're doing. In this case here, here's Carrie's. And you can see that she was tracking Thomas Denton and what he was doing. Now, Thomas can turn this off. We do protect privacy. We can go over all that with you. But based on your connections with the exhibitors and the other users, that's what this personal activity feed is going to show you. So you've got the global, you've got the personal, and you've got the Explore screen that are out there to help engage all of your users and your exhibitors together that are here. So we're winding down here real quick. I always like to keep this slide in here because I think it's important for everybody to just, things to consider and keep in mind. I threw a lot of stuff at you. I don't think that you should use every bit of everything that I just threw at you in this 50-minute, 60-minute webinar that's out there. We'll sit down with you and help and pick and figure out what you think you want to do. I caution you, not everything that you do is going to work perfectly. We take the good and we keep it, and we throw out the bad, and we try something a little bit more for next year is the way that we do it. Different groups respond in different ways, and you're never really quite sure from a technology standpoint. None of it will be a disaster, trust me. But some things you're going to go, hey, that really worked out well. Well, this over here, maybe not so much. We learn that, and we keep moving on. The other key is start early. Don't decide you want to do some of these things at the last minute. You need time for promotion about this. You need time to entice the users to use this. And I'm not just talking about the mobile app. I'm talking about over on the event management software side and everything that you do from that point moving forward. So we want to start early, and we're happy to sit down and plan. That's part of the planning of the workbook that we talked about as well. If you can use a total solution like us across the board, I'm going to make your life a lot easier. We really will. It's going to cost you less. It's going to be more efficient and streamlined because they all talk together. And I think you're going to find it being a breath of fresh air. We have plenty of references to show you from that. And if you can, try and plan this as a 365-day content plan, not just for your event. You're going to find that people will engage more when you do that. You're going to find that it's easier to drive your return on investment for the technology that you have out there. We try to build this around the idea that it's not just for that. Sure, a lot of it goes towards that, but we really want to try and do that. And then share your goals and measurements with the rest of your team. I think that's a key, and we're going to help you, put those together. So keep that in mind with things to consider. And then on the measuring side, if you were part of part one, you probably remember this little guy here. I love this picture. He has such a determined look on his face out there on the beach. Set some goals on adoption and downloads. Set some goals on usage. Set goals on revenue. Again, I implore you, pick a couple of sponsorships for this year. Too many of you are passing up that opportunity that is there, and I showed you some really cool ones. We're always there to help you. We have sell sheets and everything else for you to be able to just send out to people to do that. Are your goals efficiency related? Maybe it's not revenue related, and ROI to you is efficiency, and there's nothing wrong with that. ROI to you could be continued usage. Let's not forget about surveys. Feedback is always good. It helps us along. It'll help you as well. And I'm hoping that you're measuring what the cost savings can be, especially if you're using our total solution from that standpoint that's there. So from that, I think I'm right about at my time, and I want to open it up to see what questions that you guys might have. Let me look over here if we've gotten some. And Kiri, you might be seeing the questions better than I can. You can do that right here in the questions window.
There is one question that came in. Is Core Apps offering geofencing messaging?
Oh, good question. Yes, we do. As a matter of fact, if you use any of our iBeacon solutions, we include that for free. So we've had a couple of different customers who are using that. They did welcome messages at the airport. They did other types of messages at the hotels to be able to use the geofencing. And yes, we're totally in tune with that, and it is part of our solution package today. What else do you have, Karen?
Okay, there's another question. How many shows have adopted iBeacons?
I don't know the total. I would say at this particular point, we're closing in on, we looked at this the other day, it's close to about 40% of our events are adopting iBeacons. Now I want to say that with the tune that some people are using it just strictly for internal use, and we're happy to, we cut a really sweet break on that. For those that are using it as a marketing piece or a sponsorship piece that are there, there's less of them doing that. I think we'll see more of that in 2016 because they seem to want to get used to it from the internal standpoint before they go out and try and sell it and see how it works. But I'd say you're probably looking at about 40% of our clients today that are using it in some form or fashion.
Okay, can you explain the green package? Is that simply uploading documents for attendees to download rather than printing?
Yeah, basically the green package to us, we termed it green because then you're not printing handouts and you're not doing that, so you're trying to be green and have to be inside the mobile app. But to us, we kind of coined the phrase green package to be the logo for the exhibitor as well as their handouts. And Go Expo collects that information and content, so it's it administratively won't cost you anything if you're using that product with us. If you don't and you're collecting it in a different way, we make it very easy for you to be able to get that over to us to put it inside the mobile app. But yeah, that's exactly what the green package is.
Okay, we have another one here. Does Go Expo do everything ExpoCAD does?
Good question. Yes, it does, and more so. We love working with ExpoCAD. They're a great company, and Rich Stone is one of my favorite people in the industry. Uh, but I will tell you, if you compare our product to theirs, you're going to find that, one, we're going to save you a bunch of money having it all together with what we do today. And then two, we not only do the booth sales and the floor management side of the house, but there's so much more that we do that is built into the product at the same price. So yes, that's the answer to that.
Okay, we currently use A to Z for our event software, and they charge $1,500 to share data each with CoTrueman and Core Apps. If we used Go Expo, could we eliminate CoTrueman and then not have to spend the cost for sharing data?
Good question. No, you probably are not going to be able to eliminate CoTrueman. While we do in Go Expo have a basic session and speaker sort of capture thing, CoTrueman is much more detail oriented from that side. And if you're using CoTrueman, then you probably wouldn't use our side of the house there. If you're doing an expo and you have basic session and speaker information you want to collect, Go Expo is perfect for that. It'll do call for proposals and do all those pieces, and it's built in, and there's no extra charge for that. But if you're using CoTrueman, my opinion is that that's much more detail oriented than we have, and we do pull that data in. We do not charge for sharing data whatsoever. So it doesn't matter any other vendors that we have to go to. There is no $1,500 charge. There is no charge to doing that. If there's something special that needs to be done, that would be the only time for that, and we don't see that as being special when we're pulling data from that or pulling data from your registration companies or any of things like that. We do not charge for that.
Can you export Go Expo floor plans to ExpoCAD contractor for your GSC?
Yes, we do. We do that today, and exactly how it's done, I couldn't tell you, but my account management team that works on the Go Expo side does that today, and that's a standard thing that we do.
Okay, we have a couple more. How long
Okay.
has your event software been used, and can you name some of the top shows using it?
So I'm assuming you're referring to Go Expo. Go Expo is our event management software, and it's been around actually a year longer than us. We acquired them, and we started in 2009. They started in 2008. We acquired Go Expo in 2013. We had already been working with them pretty diligently. They do all the Emerald shows, Nielsen, and they did a bunch of other associations as well. And so Go Expo software has been around for 8-9 years at this point, and been out there in the marketplace. They just weren't big at promoting it and doing things. And we have some of the top shows in the country that are named there. As far as who are the top shows, I can tell you that there's a handful of the ones in the top 10 that are out there. I'm happy to, I don't like to throw out all this because I don't have permission from the customers, but I'm happy to give references on any of those that are there. You're going to find some big names that are actually using this product and doing very well. I can tell you that one of the big names actually increased their revenue moving from a competitor of ours into Go Expo by 169%. And they're a total sold-out show. So anyway, hopefully that'll entice you to talk to us. What else, Carrie? These are good questions.
Do you offer ARS within the app? What trends are seeing in this technology?
We do offer ARS, and for those of you who are not quite sure what ARS is, that's Audience Response System. A lot of people call that live polling. We offer 2 versions of that. One of the versions is, I like to call it the Toyota version, and it's our version that we built inside the app, and that allows you to poll for questions and have that show up on the presenter's board up on the screen, and being able to select that through the app. And we built that across all of our platforms to be able to do that. And then also have the users ask questions as well of the presenter if you want to turn that on, and the moderator can get to that. We call that the Toyota version, and we charge $250 per session for that on a single session. We're happy to negotiate those prices across the board. We also use Conference.io because we felt like they were the Lexus of that particular type of technology and live polling, and they go even further with second screen technology and Screen Advance, and we're tied directly into them. And that costs about $100 more per session, but again, we can negotiate those out just to kind of give you some idea of ballpark and pricing that's there. And they go quite a few steps further than we have today, and both of those are options within our app for ARS.
Okay, is there special providing if we use your total solution of Go Expo and the mobile app?
Special providing, you mean special pricing maybe? Special pricing, is that what it said, Carrie, or providing?
Yes, special pricing. It must have been pricing, yes. Yes,
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, yes, actually what we do is we try and do that as a bundle pricing. So if you're using our total solution, what we're going to do is you're going to pay a lot less for the app. You're going to pay a lot less for the event management software as a total bundle, especially if you add an iBeacon or any of the other things. All of those all work seamlessly together. So we try and do those as a bundle price, and then of course you don't pay any money for ever sharing the data. We need to pull things in from Code Truman or Attendee Interactive is another great partner of ours. Any of the registration companies that are out there, we don't charge anything for doing any of that.
Okay, and the last one I have right now is, when will all of the new engagement screens be available?
Oh, good question. So I showed those there. Those are available all today. The Explore screen has been out since right at the end of 2015, but probably didn't show up into many of our events until the beginning of 2015. I know it was part of the PCMA app. The Show Pulse, we just released that about a month ago, and it was used at a toy fair. Great response on that. People really loving it. It was there. The personal activity feed, it was just released, and it will be showing up in all of our shows that wanted it for this month of March moving forward.
Okay, that's all the questions I have here. Anybody else have any more questions?
All right, great.
Oh, I have one more.
Oh, yeah, cool. Love it.
Integration between Go Expo and any of the leading AMS on the market?
Ah, good question. Yeah, we do. There's a whole list of them. We've worked with Personify. We've worked with, I think it's Aptiva that is out there. We've also worked with Salesforce and a couple of others. So depending on your definition of AMS or CRM, we have worked with all those. We already have APIs linked and set up to be able to go to those. Unless you want something special outside of what we're doing today, which pretty much covers the gambit, there isn't an additional charge for that as well. So keep that in mind. And, we do that's one of the things that I'll say from the beginning. And when we started as a mobile app company, because we had to integrate with so many different people, because we were the central point for collecting content, we do a really nice job with integration, and those do work very smoothly. So, yeah, just yell out, let us know who it is that you're looking for. We've probably already connected with them, and it shouldn't be a problem.
Okay, that's all I see for now.
Well, I want to thank everyone for coming today. If there's any follow-up questions, my email is right here. If you can't get to the marketing playbook, you want this particular presentation or anything of that nature, you can hit Carrie up here at carrie@core-apps.com, and she'll be happy to send it out to you. I want to thank you all for attending today, and I hope you have a good rest of your week.
Thank you, everyone.